Hey guys, this is DJ G Kooks, Danny Kookler of the Sports Disaster and of the Social Suplex Podcast Network, and I'm here to talk about my top 10 of the Voices of Wrestling Match of the Year poll. If you don't know what the Voices of Wrestling Match of the Year poll, it's a wrestling media poll where people vote their top 10 matches of the year, and they talk, and you can write up about each of your matches and sort of explain why each of your matches hit your top 10. So I'm just going to go through each match, and of course this video is dedicated to Jay Briscoe of the Briscoe brothers, one of the greatest tag teams of all time, and we'll be hearing from the Briscoe brothers in this list. Spoiler alert, but let's get on with the list. Number 10 is from Clash at the Castle, Sheamus versus Gunther. Really hard-hitting stuff here. I really like the hard-hitting stuff from Sheamus and Gunther. They wrestled with an intensity that you don't normally get with WWE, and it's easily the WWE's best match of the year. The only thing that came close to it was Cody versus Seth, the two Cody-Seth matches, one from Hell in a Cell and one at WrestleMania. And I just appreciated the brutality of each of these men and the approach that each of these men took. Especially Gunther, because Gunther is one of those guys who is very transcendent throughout the world. Since he's been Walter, and since he had that legendary run in like 2018, 2019, I feel like Gunther has really grown into his role here as Intercontinental Champion, and this deserves the number 10 slot on my Match of the Year poll. Number 9 is CM Punk versus MJF, the dog collar match. And there's going to be a dog collar match later on this Match of the Year poll. Probably at number 1. But this dog collar match sort of laid the foundation for everything this CM Punk MJF feud was. And it was pure hatred, pure violence, and it was pure story. And that's what I appreciated most. CM Punk coming out to Miseria Cantare by AFI. And then coming out with the shorts. The white shorts. And it was just blood and brutality. And I'm not a guy who's going to go move by move and talk about the moves of the match. But him almost going for the Pepsi Plunge was a great callback. There were some great callbacks in this match too. And to the Raven match in 2003 in Ring of Honor. And the turn at the end was great too. So, great stuff. Brutality is a theme in this list. As you see, number 8 is El Desperado versus Jun Kasai. My death match of the year. In JTO, Just Tap Out. The only Japanese indie match on this list. They just killed it. Jun Kasai is one of the best death matchers of all time. He masters the art of death matcher, but happens to be a good wrestler. And El Desperado was with El Desperado at every step. And also, this match happened to be a good match within a death match instead of this death match being good. And that got a lot of points for me. And I felt like El Desperado really didn't outperform Jun Kasai, but it was a superstar making performance for El Desperado. Number 7, Ospreay versus Cassidy from Forbidden Door. Yes, Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy from Forbidden Door is one of the best matches of this year. It was a bonkers spot fest that shows that Will is more mature than that, but when he can go on to do a spot fest, he can go on and do a spot fest. And it's one of those things where Will is one of the best wrestlers in the world. He already has 2023's match of the year locked up with Kenny Omega. And just Will Ospreay is transcendent. And Orange Cassidy, to his credit, was with Will Ospreay at every step. And they just put on a fantastic match. Number 6, Aussie Open versus FTR from Royal Quest. This was just pure tag team wrestling at its finest. What else can you say? And Aussie Open has really come on their own over the past few years. And Kyle Fletcher, especially, has come on to his own over the past few years as he has shaped into his body and he has really worked his ass off in this tag team. And Mark Davis is a great big man. And FTR, what can you say about FTR? This was the year of FTR. And we're going to have 2 more FTR matches here on this list. With, unfortunately, one of the participants is dearly departed. But it was hard for me not to overlook FTR this year. Number 5, Okada versus Ospreay G1 final. And the closing sequence alone could be a match of the year. Okada and Ospreay have such great chemistry. And they've had it since the first match they had at, I believe, the 46th anniversary of New Japan. When Ospreay was junior champion and Okada was heavyweight champion and Ospreay was still in chaos. And the Ref Pro match. They've had great chemistry, and it's just pure bliss when they get in the ring together. Number 4, a match I was actually in attendance for. January 5th, AEW Dynamite. Hangman Page versus Bryan Danielson. The match where Danielson gets all bloody up. And this match was insane. You could feel the intensity in the room there as Danielson was just going for the title, and it was unbelievable how great this match was. And Hangman has come on his own over the past few years, as a second fiddle to the better members of Bullet Club and the Elite, to now his own wrestler. Hangman Page has really come to his own as a wrestler. And this is also a theme. People coming in on their own. Will Ospreay, Hangman Page, El Desperado. Those people have come onto their own, and they've really worked their ass off to come on their own. And Hangman, with his anxious millennial character, really has come on his own. Number 3, Briscoes versus FTR 1. Supercard of Honor, another tag team wrestling clinic. Briscoes. What can you say about the Briscoes? 20 years of just pure tag team wrestling bliss. Just from Ring of Honor 2002 to 2022 when they're running in GCW and Ring of Honor. It's just been the best 20 years for these guys. They're Hall of Famers. They are Hall of Famers. And they are great at what they do. FTR, the tag team of the year. They just put on a clinic on how to do a tag team match and how to do a great tag team match in this first exhibition here. Number 2, Will Ospreay he's a theme here as well, versus Michael Oku. Rev Pro high stakes. And this was really competing at number 1 with that FTR Briscoes one match for most of the year. Why is it at number 2? Because a special match was at number 1 later in the year. But Will Ospreay versus Michael Oku, emotion. Emotion matters in wrestling. And you could feel the emotion in Michael Oku's chase to the top of Revolution Pro. You could feel it in the room there at York Hall. You could feel it through your TV screen. You could feel it through the energy there. And Michael Oku, though he did not win the match, gained a lot from this. And I feel like Will Ospreay versus Michael Oku is like an exhibition on Will selling as well. Will sold his ass off in this match. Will did a lot of things in this match that he normally doesn't do for guys. And Will looked like a monster at times in this match, like he did in the Kenny match. And I think that's a testament to Will's growth as a wrestler. And that's sort of how I felt watching this match, watching this younger guy grow and watching this veteran, this guy who we've been calling the best in the world, get better. It was unbelievable. Will Ospreay, Michael Oku, number 2. And number 1, you know what it is. FTR Briscoes 3. Rest in peace, Jay. I'm doing this day after everything went down with Jay. And I was going to do this video regardless, but Jay's untimely passing inspired me to do it today. But this match is pure violence and pure emotion and pure entertainment. The double dog collars. Jay is unbelievable in this match. I'm glad Jay got to go out on such a grand stage. And they're going to run away with this poll. The Briscoes are finally going to get their flowers for being 20 years vets and win a match of the year poll that in both the Observer and probably in the Observer and in Voice of Wrestling that they deserve. They deserve these flowers. They are a Hall of Fame tag team. They are the epitome of Ring of Honor. They are the heart and soul of that promotion. And watching them and FTR just beat the living shit out of each other for 30 some odd minutes with dog collars, with chairs. And the smartest thing in this match was Mark not using the table in the match. And I loved that. And the ref blading, it was just bonkers. You gotta watch this match. Go out of your way. Watch Jay and Mark Briscoe versus Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler 3. Watch the first match too at Supercard of Honor. It's a great match. It's number 3 on my list. The second match is great too. The 2 out of 3 falls barely missed my list. It was probably at number 14 or 13. Just classics. Bangers, as the kids like to say. You can follow me on Facebook at on Instagram at DKugler31096. On this YouTube channel, you can subscribe for more content. I have an interview with Mark Rondon that you can also link up here. And lots of great content. And you can also follow the Sports Disaster, which is me and a bunch of other friends doing a sports podcast. And I'm also doing streams with a Logical Canadian on his channel. And we're planning on doing a Royal Rumble stream, I think, in the near future as well. So, lots coming up for me. I appreciate you guys watching this. And those are my quick, pithy thoughts on my top 10 of the Voice of Wrestling Match of the Year poll. As for Danny Kugler, I'm out.